Hi everyone, I wanted to make a video to help you with your homework for section 10.4 and to also discuss the idea of qualifying for a mortgage that is contained in or discussed in section 10.5. So this is an example from the homework. This question asks us to determine the monthly payment, and it gives us the amount financed, the annual percentage rate, the number of payments in the year, and the time in years. So we have to use the monthly payment or installment payment formula, and I'm going to switch to the whiteboard so that I'm able to write the formula. So the monthly payment formula that we're going to use is the monthly payment equals principal times the rate divided by the number of payments in that year, all divided by 1 minus 1 plus the interest rate divided by the number of payments in the year, raised to a power of negative n times t. And this is the monthly payment formula. Okay, so in the example that we're working, they give us the following information. P is $800. The interest rate is 4.5%. The number of payments in the year. Note, this n is different from the compound interest formula n. This n is the number of payments in the year, and because we're making a payment every month, n equals 12. They also tell us the time is 2 years. So remember, we have to change our interest rate to from a percent to a decimal by dividing by 100. So we're going to move our decimal place over 2 spaces to the left. So this becomes 0.045. And now we're just going to use the formula. The monthly payment is going to be determined by the formula, the principal, which was 800, times the interest rate, which is 0.045, divided by n, which is 12, all divided by 1 minus 1 plus the interest rate, which was 0.045, divided by the number of payments in the year, which was 12, raised to a power of negative 12 times 2. And then we just key this into our calculator. So we key, let me move this up so that I can actually access the calculator. There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to make the calculator make a big fraction for me by pressing alpha, y equals, and choosing number 1. And now I'm going to just enter in the values, 800 times, and I put the 0.045 divided by 12 in parentheses. And then it's divided by 1 minus 1 plus. I'm going to make another fraction, or you could use parentheses. 0.045 divided by 12. Make sure you press the over to the right button so that you can get out of the fraction. And another set of parentheses to close them out. And then we're going to raise this denominator to a power of negative 12 times 2. And press enter. And we find that this monthly payment amount is $34.92. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's see if I can get my mouse to work. There we go. Okay, in this example from the section 10.4 homework, it asks us to find the finance charge. and then it's going to ask us to calculate the APR. There is another video on calculating APR, so please make sure you watch that one as well if you are struggling with this concept. Okay, so let's find the finance charge. First, we want to find the total amount of money that the person is going to pay. They're making 12 payments, and each payment is $260. So if we multiply 12 by 260, we'll find out how much the person is paying over the life of this loan. 12 times 260 is $3,120. So this is the total amount of money the person pays over the term of the loan, not including, the down payment that the person made. Excuse me. Now, to find the finance charge is a fancy way of saying find the interest. Okay? So the person pays $3,120, but they borrowed, or the amount they financed was $3,000. So if we subtract the amount they paid minus the amount that they financed, the difference of these will give us the interest that the person pays over the life of the loan. So we find out that a person paid $120 towards interest during the life of this loan. Okay, and then the next part of this question asks us to find the APR using the APR table. Now I'm going to just bring this back on the screen so we can see it. This table that they have included in this question is the same table that's on page 293 of your textbook. And let's remember when we're looking at this table that you find the number of payments in the first column, and then the bold percentages up top on the first row are the APR amounts, and then we use the information inside the table. Okay, so let's solve this one. I'm going to bring back up the whiteboard. Okay, so let's find the APR. Remember the formula for APR that you've seen in another video. It's used by determining the finance charge divided by the amount financed, multiplying it by 100, and then using the table. Again, this table is on page 593, not 293, 593. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and calculate the APR for this example. So the finance charge that this person paid was $120. We found that in part A. Divided by the total amount financed was $3,000. And then we want to multiply this by 100. Okay, so $120 divided by $3,000 is 4/100, and then multiply this answer by 100, and we get 4.0. This is not the APR, by the way. Again, that was 0.04 times 100, which gave us 4.00. This is not the APR. Now what we have to do is we have to use the APR table that's on page 593 in your text, or it's included in the problem, and we are going to have to identify the number of payments. So the number of payments is 12, which means we are only interested in the information that is in the row that represents 12 payments. So it's the first row, and we look across. And we are trying to find a value that is close to the answer that we just got of 4.00. The value that's closest to 4.00 is 4.11. So that means the APR is 7.5% or 7.5%. Again, you find the number of payments, you go over across on that row of the number of payments, and you look for the value that is closest to the one that you calculated when you divided the finance charge by the total amount financed and multiplied it by 100. The answer that we got was 4.00. The answer that's closest to that is 4.11, which means, now look up to the very top, the emboldened percentages. These are the APR values. So the APR in this example is 7.5%. Okay, and let's do another example. I'm going to record another example in an additional video because this one is about to run out of time.